let's step into the general nonsense for this month's episode of Listen to This.
It smells in here. Did you know that?
Welcome to Listen to This. If you're new here, welcome. Every month I'll drop a new wild story from all my years working in retail. Names and other identifiers have been changed so everyone may remain anonymous. All terrible customers will be referred to as Karen. Now on with the show. One of the most annoying things, at least in my opinion, that I have found living this life is being told something you already know and you can't do anything about it, but they want you to. Especially when that thing is unpleasant. I mean, I'm living with it. Could you maybe try that too? Or just leave? I mean, you have that option and I don't. I'm working a full shift here, so I don't know what to tell you. Well, this happened one day at the General Nonsense. Everything is going pretty well on this particular day. It's a busy Saturday to be sure, but nothing that couldn't be handled. And, well, I probably should have known at that point that things were too good to be true. A smooth day means there is about to be a catastrophe, a major one. Otherwise, there would have been a lot of little small issues. But I, the unsuspecting schmuck, carries on with my day until Kath calls me over the headset to ask for my help. Why me? Why me is right. It's always me. It's always me Kath calls when something truly hits the fan for multiple reasons. I don't freak out in the face of terrible things, nor do I easily get disgusted. For the longest time while Kath and I worked together, I was nicknamed her trash buddy because I'd do all of the gross jobs that made other people nauseous. I would help her, no matter what, because she had an iron stomach and mine as well. So I'm summoned to the registers, and be forewarned, this is disgusting. This is the most disgusting array of puke I have ever seen in my life. And for some context on how disgusting, it was rainbow colored. I'm gonna leave it at that. Also for context, you're gonna need to know that the rainbow smell smells. Just imagine the worst vomit smell. Or don't. I'm going to leave it at that for you. Unfortunately, a kid got sick. Hey, it happens. It came on more suddenly than either he or his mom expected. And I have to give props to the kid for managing to hit everything within a 5-foot radius of him. It was all over displays, the floor, the counter holding the registers, and a ton of merchandise we ended up tossing. I mean, we saved what we could, but honestly, none of us wanted anything puke had touched, and we doubted any customer would either. So a lot of stuff just ended up in the trash, and that was fine. It was part of life. What I didn't need was to be told by every customer in the store that it stunk, and would you please do something about it? Well, what the hell do you think I'm doing knee-deep in vomit? Having a pool party? A picnic? I've got news for you. I'm not doing this for fun. It's gross and everywhere. I'm wearing blue gloves. I've got a mop and all the wonderful smelling things I have available. But guess what? It's not really enough. The store stinks and there's a lot to clean up. So it smelt in there for a while. And endless streams of people came to tell me that it smelled in here. Did you know there's a really foul smell coming from up here? What is that smell? You should do something about it. Oh my goodness, I just came in and it stinks. Why does it smell so bad? What is that smell? Could you get rid of that smell? It's quite foul. Would you please do something about the smell? My goodness, it's been stinking up the place for 10 minutes now. Well, gee, if I didn't have to keep answering this question just phrased in a new way, maybe I could get something done. Instead, I'm having this conversation with you. Why don't you open a window?
Because they don't open!
Yes, I know it smells. Yes, I'm trying my best to get rid of the smell. I'm working on it as fast as I can. I'm sorry it is not up to your standards. But maybe if you all could just leave me alone for approximately 5 minutes, I could get something clean. And perhaps the smell would go away. But then there's the customer that walked right through the wet floor. Not the vomit, but the wet floor after we cleaned it. And then they complained because they almost fell, even though we explicitly said do not walk there as we were putting up a wet caution floor sign. Apparently, we just liked the sign for a little bit of decoration and hearing ourselves speak. We weren't actually trying to convey any important information that you may need about your personal safety. No, ignore us. Do as you please. Then complain about something we told you to avoid. I really want to see if today is the day my eyes get stuck while I roll them. I also love the questions about whether or not we were doing anything about the smell while I was standing there holding a mop with my mop bucket and several trash bags filled around me. I wondered how that was not an obvious answer of attempting to do something about the smell. No, I suppose this is just how I operate every day here. I just stand here posing with a mop and a mop bucket and several trash bags filled with the cleaned up vomit because that's just how I like to spend my days at work. I'm with gloves and the mop in hand. I don't use them for anything. I just like to have them with me, as a security blanket or to pose for posterity. So thank you for asking. I appreciate it. Apparently, context clues were not commonly taught in school for these people. I don't know. At one point, I had to go back to the cleaning supply closet to grab something else, and I was stopped by a woman who told me it stunk, and I said we were working on it. Someone got sick, and it's a mess. She told me to work faster. Isn't that nice? A little encouragement to go with this mess. Because before this, I was just taking my time. I was just thinking how I wanted to spend my whole shift cleaning up vomit from every nook and cranny that this kid successfully managed to launch it into. Again, super impressive. Just coverage. While I'm constantly bothered that it smells and that I'm not cleaning it to anyone's satisfaction or speed satisfaction. Well, hey, you're free to pick up a mop and help me out. Because, like I said, this kid really impressed me. With not only how much came out of such a small person, but how he managed to get it on anything within his eyesight. Like, if vomiting was in the Olympics, this kid would have won gold hands down. If there were such a disgusting category, there were so many crevices, so many complaints. Please know, if there's an issue like this and an employee explains that it's being worked on, know this, they don't like it any more than you do. But unlike you, they're stuck dealing with the smell, or worse, they're the one responsible for cleaning it, taking the vomit-covered items to the trash and all the bags, not to mention crawling on the floor to ensure that you didn't miss it on any of the upward pieces. We just use your imagination. I had to crawl on the floor to make sure I didn't miss anything. I am there for 8 hours. You can leave the store when you want. I'm stuck until the shift ends, which for me was still hours to go. And I had to deal with that smell for a while. You could leave. I couldn't. Next time, just take their word for it. And if you can't stand it, you're welcome to leave and not tell me how much you can't stand it instead. So, yeah, just a little PSA for you. As always, I thank you for listening. I will see you next month. Spread the love and listen on.